The Trump administration's immigration crackdown resulted in nearly 1,000 arrests across the country on Sunday, according to Immigration and Customs Enforcement. It's the most arrests ICE has made in a single day since President Trump took office last Monday. According to ICE, more than 2,300 arrests were made between Thursday and Sunday. So that's an average of nearly 600 people a day. It's also more than the daily average of 312 arrests made during the 2024 fiscal year under former President Biden. CBS News correspondent Ian Lee has been following this from Chicago. He joins us now. Ian, good to see you. Several arrest operations were launched in Chicago over the weekend. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Lindsay, there were Trump administration officials in the city overseeing those arrests. Now, ICE officials haven't given us any numbers of how many migrants have been detained, although sources have told CBS News that these are people who had warrants out for their arrest. The governor came out saying that he supports ICE going after people who have criminal convictions, but he also said he's concerned that ICE is going to go after people who don't have criminal convictions and people who are holding down jobs. The mayor also came out saying that he wants migrants to know that they do have their constitutional rights. He wants people to know that they have recourse if ICE comes to their doors. But this operation is something that we're seeing really play out through the city.
Let's talk about what happened over the weekend involving Colombia, because they have begun to accept flights from the U.S. returning deported migrants back to the country. This almost didn't come to fruition. Catch us up to speed on how the two sides came to an agreement and what comes next.
Yeah, Lindsay, let's just start from the beginning. Two U.S. military planes were transporting migrants to Colombia. Colombia turned those planes back. The president said that he wouldn't accept his citizens being brought to the country treated as criminals. He said that they needed to be treated with dignity. Well, President Trump wasn't going to have that. He shot back, saying that he was going to impose 25% tariffs on Colombia, and then in a week later, he would impose 50% tariffs on goods coming from Colombia to the United States, also threatening to hold up visas as well as impose extra inspections on goods coming from that country. It seems like that was enough for Bogota to do a U-turn, saying that they would accept these people, their citizens, back to their country. The president also saying that he was going to make his plane available to bring those people back. It looks like the president's strong-arm tactics worked in creating that U-turn, and it seems like it sends a message from the administration saying that they're not afraid to use these kind of tactics against countries that won't take back their citizens.
What can you tell us of this new asylum agreement between the United States and El Salvador? Or I guess it's being discussed. It hasn't been implemented
Lindsay, so
yet.
what this does... Correct. And what it does essentially is immigration officials in the United States could send asylum seekers to El Salvador. They would then be given instructions on how to claim asylum there. This is one of the ways the United States hopes to send migrants who are in the country illegally out of the country, but potentially to a third safe country. There are countries that might not accept their citizens back, Venezuela being one of them, who has been reluctant to accept any of their citizens back. So this is a bit of a workaround that the United States can send those people to what's being called a third safe country that they can then seek asylum there. The details of this are still pretty murky. We don't know how El Salvador will carry this out, but this is something that we saw in President Trump's first term in office, and so he is reviving this program. We also don't know, some of these people who are being deported could be criminals, could have criminal records. We don't know once they get to El Salvador, would they be put in prison? So there's a lot of questions, Lindsay, around this program.
Okay, Ian Lee, thank you.